What's up, everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose back at it again with another Gems of War Raid Boss Team video for you guys. So we are in the beautiful meadows of the Divinion Fields Kingdom for this week and, of course, for this Raid Boss event. But we need to pay attention to the event captain for this event, which is Eridana. This is going to be the troop that will be earning you ×2 score and deals ×2 magic for this raid boss event. So ensure that you have her in your team when you're facing off with the Dark Dagonaut. Of course, Divinion Fields has a lot of upgrades currently, so there are a lot of good troops, a lot of great teams that you can make. But in this video, we're going to be taking a look at two teams for the Raid Boss event, and of course, a team for the Divinion Fields Underspire. The teams are going to be following up right after this. So this is the first team for this Divinion Fields Raid Boss event. Iridia, Eridana, I should say. Man, I keep messing up that name. Why I keep messing up that name is very simple, right? So Eridana is going to be in the second slot on this team. This troop, of course, has the spell Celestial Signs, in which it will deal magic +4 damage to an enemy, boosted by yellow and purple gems if enemy is a boss. It's going to deal 3 times to 5 times damage based on my ascensions. Of course, this troop has the Wild Tribe second trait, a 10% chance to create a ×2 wild card when matching 4 or more gems. I think Centurion has this similar trait. Also, it has the Godslayer final trait and a 25% spell damage reduction with spell armor. As you guys can check on the left with my active potions, I have the Potion of Enchantment, Potion of Explosion, and the Potion of Rejuvenation here. I might purchase up a little bit more in the shop for the event, but at the moment, I'm just sticking with this. I also have 20% start from Anu, but I can change that because I don't really need it, right? Because I have other important troops on the team, which will be giving me a mana start for the Centaur troop. At the top of the team, we have the World Breaker. The World Breaker is going to be here because not only is he one of the best, one of the better, I should say, damage dealers in the kingdom with his Vorpal Blade spell, he's also one of the better generators as well because he explodes 18 gems on the board. And for gem explosion, based on the fact how it works, in that it will explode 1 gem and all 8 gems surrounding it, you're basically blowing up the entire board here with World Breaker whenever you cast him. He also has Skull Damage Reflect with the Infernal Armor second trait, and he also has Insane Growth. He will gain 5 to a random skill, I should say, when matching 4 or more gems. He's immune to Devour as well. So he's going to be at top of the team, tanking somewhat. Then for the hero, I'm using the Eye of Orion. This weapon is one of those explodey type weapons. This is specifically for Divinion Fields. This one explodes yellow gems, magic +1 yellow gems, and it will grant a random status effect to all Divinion Fields allies. Then it will summon a Divinion Fields troop. The weapon is decent in the weapon upgrades because it has Vital, Radiant, Peaceful, and Blessed. So some solid options there for the weapon. Of course, I'm using the Oracle class here. Oracle is the only, let me make sure I'm correct on that. Yeah, the only Centaur class in the game. Very weak class, but it got a little bit of a buff because of the final troop on the team. Oracle has that Portent final trait. All Centaur allies will gain 2 magic when an enemy casts a spell. Kind of sucks that you have to wait for the enemy to do something before you can gain some magic, but nonetheless, it's there as the trait. On the class, I have selected Serendipity, Precision, Brilliant Aura, Dawn's Aura. Dawn's Aura is going to be important because the weapon explodes yellow, allowing it to generate a lot of mana for the team. Mentor is going to be good to give allies magic. I have the Lightbringer talent as well, gaining bonus yellow mana when matching yellow gems, and the Divinity final trait on the troop, giving life to all allies, 2 life, I should say, every single turn. Potions are active there. At the back of the team, we have the Katori King. On this one, the Katori King is simply here not only for his spell, the Wild Swipe spell, which is decent, deals magic +6 damage to 3 random enemies. Then it will create 3 to 6 times 3 wild cards. The main reason is here is because of the Katori Roar, right? All Centaur allies will start with 50% mana. Very important because the entire team here is a Centaur team, right? The hero, the main damage dealer for killing the boss, and the World Breaker, it's all there. They're all Centaurs on distance, of pure typing. So as a result, because Divinion Fields is a heavily Centaur kingdom, the bonus is actually stretched pretty well here. So there's a lot of attack, a decent amount of HP for sure, and a small amount of armor. You get some magic as well, +6 magic for 4 unique Centaur troops, which is pretty good. And let's take a look at the banner on this one. The first team, the banner here is the Talon banner from the Suncrest Kingdom. So this is the +2 on yellow, +1 on green. They were minusing blue because obviously no troop on the team uses that mana color. Let's hop into a fight here. This should be pretty fast, pretty easy against the Stone Giant in this raid boss event. So yeah, of course you get your breaker spell ready, and you just go for it, right? Worldbreaker is going to clear majority of what's required for most players, right? He's going to be able to one shot for super deep. Whenever he stops one shotting, that's when you would take out your Eridana and just go for, killing off the boss and then working them down with your Katori King along with Worldbreaker, and you should be fine. I don't see anybody that would be struggling on an event like this, especially because it's easy right off the jump because you have those potions and you can just go at it over and over and over again. I am currently, though, I want to give you a little bit of sneak peek here. I am currently working on the team videos for the upcoming Guild Wars. I don't know if you guys know, but Guild Wars is the restriction is going to be Golvania, right? And that's not that easy, man. It is a weird kingdom. There are some great options there when it comes down to damage dealers, but nothing to get things really started fast, and no consistent generators, which is kind of disappointing, man. Golvania is one of the older kingdoms, right? And it simply does not have all of the bells and whistles that you would expect of a very old kingdom. I think that it genuinely requires a kingdom rework. You know what I mean? There needs to be solid generators for Golvania. It does not have it, man. So I can see just looking forward here that the upcoming Guild Wars is going to be challenging for a lot of players, especially when you don't have the stats. If you don't have the stats, man, it's going to be a really difficult Guild Wars for you. But nonetheless, I'll try my best to showcase some of the better teams for it. Right now, I'm working on about 4 teams. Hopefully, I can make it 5. And yeah, so that's the first team right here for this raid boss event. Went off on a tangent right there, talking about Guild Wars, but nonetheless, it's a very straightforward team. The second team for this raid boss event is going to be following up right after this. And here is the second team for this Divinion Fields raid boss event. So Atlanta is going to be at the top of this team. You guys have known this troop for a while now. The main reason it's here because you know what I mean. That Swift final trait, 75% mana start. Man, it's amazing, right? It has an air link as well, so this troop is able to get ready majority of the times turn 1. Then you just cast it, kill the enemy troops, especially in the early battles. This is a more lower rarity team that just works really, really well. And this is taken over from Rowan basically for anything that you can one shot easily at the start of an event. If Atlanta is available, use it. There's no better options here. Magic +2 damage is what it does to the enemy troops. Eridana is going to be right there in the second slot. And of course, for another option for damage dealing, we have the Orrery troop right here. This is a construct mystic troop, 18 mana cost. Planets Align is the spell, deals magic +1 damage to all enemies boosted by purple and yellow gems. Of course, it has the ability to control the board when it destroys a row and a column, so that is very useful. Troop is also impervious, so it cannot, get bogged down by those negative status effects at all. That won't work. And of course, the most important thing is the Astronomy Final trait, in which it will conjure a Star Storm. A Star Storm is a purple and yellow storm every single turn. More of those gems are going to be falling on the board. The class is changed up somewhat. We're using the Geomancer class here. In fact, since we're using the Geomancer class, we can go right ahead and move the hero to the first slot if we wanted to, because the Geomancer class has that stone skin trait, 50% skull damage reduction. It also gives construct allies a 50% mana start. So we're going to be giving our Rary a 50% mana start because he's a construct. And other notable things for the talents here in the class. Impact is good. A tactician could be useful for players that have less magic. Rock Solid is going to be very important to consistently barriering, bonus Brown, and of course Fortitude to make sure they cannot stun me while I am stunning them with that impact. Yes, that is the second team, I should say, right there. The banner on this one is the Fell banner from the Fell Roast faction. So this is a +2 on yellow, +1 on purple. Never mind, it's in green. Even though Aerodana uses that mana color, it shouldn't be a problem because of the Star Storm. We're going to have a consistent storm right here. The impervious into the storm is really powerful. That's the most important thing. And yeah, let's hop into a fight, man, and showcase this. If you guys wanted to as well, you can take off Orrery and put on another Atlanta. But yeah, I'm rolling with it for now. All right, let's see what we can do here. Get things rolling. See what I'm talking about, Atlanta? Look how easy that is, man. That is too easy, right? In these low level battles, she is queen. She's king, as a matter of fact. Let me just say it like that. Atlanta got balls, man. Right? She's just doing it. She is just doing it. Like, look how easy that is. She's spell ready, you kill him. Right? So if you want to take off, I genuinely don't even think you really need that Starstorm. The Starstorm just makes it so easy to get this spell ready. Like you know you're gonna get yellow or purple, right? Especially in the explosion. Matter of fact, you get the enchant potion, and then you have the storm. There's almost 100% chance you getting spell ready. Like, look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Super, super easy. But yeah, as I was saying in the previous team section about the upcoming Guild Wars, of course, we have the Guild Wars after that is going to be Silverglade, which the devs already told us about there in the calendars. We have that as well. As a matter of fact, we might want to take a look at that at the end of the video, right? Since that is available, let's take a look at the October and November calendar since they're here, and see what's possible and see what's upcoming, right? But yeah, Silverglade Kingdom restriction is going to be decent. It's not the most difficult restriction. There are some good damage dealers there, but you know what I mean. Like I don't see the mana generating, man, and that's what's important for me. So yeah, so that is the team right there. The second team, which is a more lower rarity team, of course, the Eye of Orion. Then we have Atlanta in the second slot. Then Aerodana, and of course, we have a Riri. We haven't showcased this doing damage to the boss, but everyone knows how it works, right? You get the spell when you kill the boss, and that's it. And that's basically it. The team for the Underspire is going to be following up right after this. So this is a team for this Divinion Fields Underspire. Centurion is going to be the top of this one. We all know Centurion because this is the most powerful monster centaur in the kingdom. The spell Dark Skies will have a 10% chance to devour a random enemy plus 10% for each wild card that is on the board. Then it will convert all skulls to ×2 wild card. One of the most potent spells in the game. Like if Centurion gets spell ready for like an enemy troop and you're in PvP, you know it's gonna get everything on the enemy team spell ready, and you know it's gonna be working for us this time around, right? It also has the wild magic. Also, it doesn't have the wild tribe; it has wild magic, right? This is a 25% chance to create a ×2 wild card when matching 4 or more gems. That other raid boss troop had a 10% chance, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. One's Wild Tribe and the other is Wild Magic. So Centurion has a better second trait there. It also has From Sky, which isn't going to be very important. Dark Storm, when an ally dies, and it has Infernal Armor, which it could be useful. I've seen Infernal Armor allowed me to kill out enemy troops. Then we have Worldbreaker once again in this one as our main damage dealer here. Secondary damage dealer is going to be the Kotori King with the Wild Swipe spell. He's also giving 50% mana start to all the troops. And we're back again with the Eye of Orion. If you don't want to use the Eye of Orion so much, right, you want some variety, there are a couple options that you can, pick from. So for one, you have the Firefly. This is a jewelry weapon here that deals as magic +7 damage to an enemy boosted by Centaur allies. Then it will create a mix of 6 green and yellow gems for each Centaur ally. Of course, as you lose troops, you're not going to be generating as much mana. So that's one of the reasons players tend to stay away from this, but it could be pretty useful on a team like this. As a matter of fact, let's put it right there, right? Because I am using the Centaur class, so I'm getting the full boost ratio from this weapon. Other weapons are, where's that other one? Where's that other one? Another weapon that is like this one. Oh, it's right beside it, right? The Rose Bow. Rose Bow is also from Divinion Fields. So one is boosted by Centaur allies, the other is boosted by Divinion Fields allies, but it creates a different mana color. At least one of the mana colors is different. This creates a blue and yellow. I don't think there's a lot of blue troops in this kingdom. As a matter of fact, let's go here and take a look. Not that many blue options. Aurori uses blue, but it doesn't create that storm. Auspicia uses blue mana. Death Gaunt uses blue mana. Nightwing uses blue mana. Um, Hearn uses that mana color as well, and the Astral Spirit. But this is empowered, so who cares, right? Yeah, a couple of options, but nothing that useful, to be honest. All the great troops use yellow, and that's what's important, or red, yellow or red, or possibly green on that one. Yeah, the main damage dealers, Astral Mother and World Breaker, use green. If you guys don't have World Breaker, you can also use Astral Mother. Astral Mother isn't as bad as she used to be because her spell got a buff. The boost ratio on Astral Mother, I think before was like +4 or something like that, and it became plus 10, right? So for every single gem that she removes, she deals 10 more true scatter damage to the enemy troops. Could prove to be useful, like you have a board that has a decent amount of a color that you're not using, like, you know what I mean? Like, could have like 30 red gems, and you end up removing all of those, and then there you go, you're dealing a lot more damage as a result of that. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I might showcase this with Astral Mother at a point. The banner on this one is the Burning Banner right here. This is from the Fire and Fury Warband. So this is a +2 on red, +1 on yellow. They were minusing blue because, we're not creating that mana color. We're creating green and yellow, and all the troops other than that uses, they use red, and yellow, and it works. It works. Let's hop into a fight here in the Underspire for Divinion Fields and see if we can destroy this Doom of Flame real fast. All right, let's see what we got. Let's match this. And we need to get Centurion spell rate. That's the most important thing. You have Mr. Gon on the team. You go for this. You get them ready. You cast your World Breaker. They're dead. Right? It's going to move very fast if indeed you have, the right board. Of course, you can get slowed down sometimes, but you're using majority of the mana colors here. You're using every single color except blue on this one, so you should be fine. Let's grab this merchant offer here for my lantern. Always, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have been doing your Underspire that much, but I've been doing all of my Underspires. I don't miss a single week so far, at least recently. Once I'm available to play, I'm not missing it. Maybe if I'm traveling, then we're not playing, right, Cam? Right. But for the majority of the times, I'm doing my Underspire, man. And I think this week should prove to be very easy for a lot of players because you have the World Breaker, you have Centurion, you even have an Immortal in this kingdom. So yeah, that's something to do, something to keep in mind. This is not going to be a good board for my troop here, so I'm just going to match some gems for World Breaker, see if we get some alignment here, and then we'll go from there. All right, I'm just going to match gems for World Breaker. There we go. Very easy kill, no problems whatsoever. I think if you get all the way to the Diamantina battle, you should be fine with a team like this. I don't think you should struggle. Of course, as said before, you can also use Astral Mother. So we're going to give it a shot. I'll go base rarity here. I'm going to put Astral Mother in the place of World Breaker, right? And yeah, we're going to hop back into a fight, and it should be fine. You shouldn't have any problems here. Excuse me, I'm burping in the mic, man. What we got? We need brown or we need red. All right, there we go. Got red. And now we can cast our Centurion. We should be spell ready off of everyone. And let's see which mana color is the most here. We have a lot of green. Let's take green. And see, pretty good, right? You actually have some level of board control. Of course, removing gems is the weakest of the board controlling options. You want to be destroying gems, you want to be exploding gems, you want to be creating gems. Those are some of the better options. Removing gems, when the gems are removed from the board, they are simply taken away. There are no effects as a result of those gems being removed. So you just move them out of the way, existing gems fall down, and they might create some alignment, which is good, but it's a very weak way of controlling the board. You preferably want to match some gems, or create some gems, or convert gems. You know what I mean? Or destroy gems, explode them. Those are great ways of generating mana. So Astral Mother in her spell type is pretty low on the list for me and for majority of the players. But nonetheless, it is a good option for dealing damage. Why? Because it deals true scatter damage. True damage is one of the better forms of damage in the game. Of course, you have lifesteal, which is like at the top, and then you have true damage. Scatter true damage is still pretty good. Tesla uses scatter true damage, right? So Astral Mother is decent. I didn't make mention of her traits as well. She's impervious, right? So that's good, and she has that pool of stars, a 45%, a 40% chance to give reflect to a random ally when my turn begins. Reflect isn't the best, it's okay in my book at least. So yeah, guys, that is the team that I'm going to be running for the Underspire. You can use either your World Breaker as your main damage dealer, or you can use Astral Mother, whichever troop you have. You put it there, you make it work, right? If you guys and gals found this video, ooh, what am I doing? Hold up, stop right there. I did not take a look at the at the calendars, right? The October and November calendars are going to be following up right after this. So here are the upcoming events for the October and the November calendar. So first off, we're gonna start off with the October calendar. So we're there right now. We're doing the Raid Boss event, starting off from the end of September. Divinion Fields, Wild Court faction coming up on Tuesday, and of course we have that pit on Wednesday, followed by the class event, the Oracle class event. If you guys haven't leveled Oracle yet, it's a great opportunity to do so. And on Friday this week, we have a new mythic, right? That's going to be a mythic from my favorite kingdom, which is Darkstone. I think the name of the mythic is, let me see if I remember it here. The mythic from Darkstone that we should be getting is a Champion of Rot. That's going to be a Daemon Knight. The spell is a River of Bile, which is kind of weird. It should be doing AOE damage to all enemies and creating green gems and brown gems. It says 12 right now of those colors, but never too sure until it's actually out, right? We don't want to jinx it. Hopefully it creates more gem colors, but the gem colors are boosted. The gem creation, I should say, is boosted by diseased and poisoned enemies. Traits so far are okay looking, right? It has the infernal armor, skull damage reflect, impervious, which is pretty good. And it has the sickness aura. It will disease and poison a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. Doesn't Gob Truffle do that already? I'm almost certain that Gob Truffle does disease poison. Maybe I'm mistaken. Somebody let me know in the comment section. So yeah, that is the upcoming mythic for Friday, right? For the first Friday in October, and the weekend event from Friday, October 3rd until Sunday, October 5th. We're going to be having a bounty event, right? A bounty hunter event, which is, okay. Not the best. Bounty hunter is kind of, it's fine for me because I'm using the meta options. Of course, I'm using Stellarix or, Chrysantherax with 3 other bounty troops, blow through it real quick. But you can play it with your 4 bounty troops so as to conserve on your gems and gain, the most out of that event. Following up on October 6th, we're going to be having a journey event for Wild Plains, right? So we're going down to the Taurus Kingdom there, Wild Plains, Labyrinth faction event, followed by um, I think it's Small Paka as the pet on Wednesday, and of course the Taurus class event on Thursday. Weekend event is gonna be Guild Wars, right? Guild Wars is right there. Of course, as I said before, it's gonna be Golvania. So that restriction is gonna be crazy. I will be dropping the video for that early in the week so players can see the teams, try them out, see if they work for them, and struggle through this upcoming Guild Wars along with me and everybody else. On the 13th of October, we're going to be having a world event for Black Hawk, right? Black Hawk Kingdom is following up for that world event. That should be pretty interesting. We have the Black Heart faction event on the Tuesday, October 14th. and a pet rescue on the Wednesday as usual, and of course the Corsair class event on the 16th. Weekend event is a faction expansion. I don't remember exactly which faction it is. Somebody let me know in the comment section if you guys remember. And yeah, we're moving on to the next week, which is going to be the 20th. We have an invasion for Silverglade, right? Silverglade is a decent kingdom. I think everyone should be able to complete their Underspire for that one. Tower invasion event. Um, Silver Necropolis is the faction. Then we have a pet rescue. Then a class event for Archmagus class, which could be good. You know what I mean? Archmagus is a great class. Definitely want to get that one to 100 if you haven't done so as of yet. And the weekend event is going to be Vault, 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 Vault. Everybody. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Vault event on the weekend, baby. So ensure that you are ready with those. What do you call them again? Those verses, man. Those Nomapaloozas, and get blowing through killing all the gnomes that you can find. And the end of the month, we have a Tower of Doom once again. Urskaya is the kingdom. Weirwoods is a faction on the Tuesday. Pet Rescue on the Wednesday. And of course, the Sentinel class event. Great class. Ensure that you get it to 100. Um, and on the is that the what Friday is that? It's gonna be crazy. So I think we should have a special event following up on that Friday. That Friday, October 31st. That's Halloween. Yeah, right. I'm almost. I was kind of blown away. So the Halloween event is going to be on October starting the Friday, October 31st. I don't know exactly what the event is yet. I think it's in the game menu here. Let's see if I can. No, let's not take a look at it since I'm going over this. So yeah, that's going to be the event on the end of the month. Then let's move over to November, right? Since we have it already, let's go over it. We're, of course, I said before, we're starting it off with that week with Erskaya. The first week, though, of the month, we're going to be having the raid boss once again, but we're going to be in the kingdom of Pan's Vale. The Warrens is going to be the faction assault, pet rescue, and then followed by the Bard class event. And the Mythic is going to be popping up on the first Friday of that month. That's going to be a Mythic from Drifting Sands, right? I think I should have it right here. This Drifting Sands Mythic is a Void Jaw, right? This is an interesting true part right here. I kind of like it, right? Kind of weird, like the Great Maw multiplied and got more mouths, right? It's kind of weird, right? 24 mana cost of red, yellow, and purple spell is Devouring Maw. So like the Great Maw, just one gaping mouth with a bunch of teeth, right? This is going to be dealing magic plus 4 damage to an enemy, boosted by purple gem. Singular targeting, not that great. If the enemy, if the enemy is if they use red mana, there is a 60% chance to devour them. Not 100%. Come on, man. Mythics now with less than 100% are kind of trash, man. I want to see a boost ratio on it. I want to be able to get it to 100. You know what I mean? It's not there, but I think some players that don't have the other options could make use of this. You know what I mean? But still, Guts going to be number one. Bane of Ambition, Pycea, those are our other great Devour options. To see a Mythic with less than 100% chance on a singular Devour is kind of weak, right? The troop has a final trait that I am interested in, right? The Into the Void final trait creates two purple gems when my turn begins. Two purple gems per turn? Multiple copies? Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe multiple copies of this one. I'm going to be looking into it possibly before I, say 100% get multiple copies. But it looks cool, right? So back to the calendar here for November. As I said before, new mythic coming in. And on that week as well, which is October 7th until October 9th, we're going to be having Guild Wars for Silverglade. That's going to be the one to look out for. There's going to be a video out in that week as well, showcasing the best teams from that kingdom. Journey event on the 10th of November for Dragon's Claw. It's a great kingdom to be doing a journey event. A lot of powerful damage dealers there, a lot of great dragons, generators, life-giving support troops. really good to see. Worm Run faction event on the 11th, followed by, is that a new pet? I think that's a new pet, right? Look kind of weird though. I don't know what it represents, but it looks kind of weird. On the 12th, we have a new pet. And the 13th, we have the class event for Dragon Guard. And at the end of the week, we have another faction expansion, right? What faction that is? Lord knows. All right. And we have on the 17th of November, we have a world event for Grushnok. Um, Pretty good kingdom to do a world event in because they are weak as hell over there. So hopefully we have some skull damage options so we can make use of those great empowered troops and of course the Eye of Argus, right? Who doesn't want to use the Eye of Argus? Um, the Dripping Caverns is the faction assault. Um, then we have a pet rescue event, and then the Barbarian class event on the Thursday, which is the 20th. Um, then we have once again Mr. Vault coming out on the 21st to the 23rd of November. So ensure that you have that time put aside, maybe get some time off from work, grind that vault, baby. And then ending out the month, we have the Invasion. Volpacia is going to be the Kingdom. Court of Fox is the Faction Assault, Pet Rescue, and of course the Spirit Walker class is the class event right there. Weekend event is of course the bounty. So yeah, that is what's to be expected for the upcoming months. Of course, you know that these are just plans. They can change. So just keep that in mind when you see we put out spoilers, when you see the devs put out information regarding upcoming events. Things can happen and cause things to change. So keep that in mind. Don't be grumpy and arguing on the forum that, hey, this change it shouldn't be that. Things happen. You know what I mean? It's time and unforeseen occurrences, right? If you guys and gals found this video helpful and informative, remember to smash that like button, comment to let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next one. Peace.